Do you want me to get on my phone and see what it looks like?
Yeah. All right. We're having a little internet issues, so hopefully we can, folks can hear me. If anybody can hear, can you say something in the chat just so that I can see if y'all can hear me? If you are, okay, we can hear me. Thank you. All right, I appreciate that.
It looks like it's good too.
Okay.
Connection.
All right, cool. So I'm going to wait, sorry for that. I'm going to wait. There's more people joining, so I'm going to wait one more minute, and then we'll get started with the information for World's Tryouts tonight, tomorrow, and then next week. So while we're having lunch, we'll talk World's Tryouts. And while you're sitting here waiting, you can ponder a question that I was given a couple weeks ago. Does a straw have one or two holes? I don't know. Is it one on each end, or is it one that goes all the way through? All right. We've waited a minute. We got folks online. So if you have questions during the while we're here, please put it in the chat, and then I will get to those as quickly as I can. I'm going to go over the process for the tryouts between now and next week, and then we'll answer any questions that we have. So this should not be too long of a call today. Okay, so and today is the world's only tryouts call. Next week we'll do the Summit's tryouts. Okay, so first starting with the world's workouts tonight and tomorrow night. So the kids will come in. We are going to stretch and warm up. We're going to look at their standing and running tumbling, and then we will put groups together, and then we're going to stunt. So we'll spend probably the majority of the time doing stunts. We will just make up random groups. And then we will look and see what they can do. We tell them what stunts we're going to do, so they do not need to come in with anything prepared stunt-wise. And we actually encourage them, if they are with friends, to not be in groups of people that they know, so they can learn some new folks, make some new friends, and also everybody's kind of just trying to get these stunts working the first time. So we really try to encourage everybody to be with different folks so that we can do all that. So we'll spend a lot of the time stunning. And then at the very end, we teach them the motions for the jump section. It's very simple. I think it's 1/8 count of motions. So it's not anything to be stressed about. I think we taught it last night in about 5 minutes. So we will do that as well. So that is how the tryout workouts go. And then we have a little quick meeting at the end that I have with the kids. And then the parents have a meeting starting at 7:00 with Casey and Allie, and Emily, or two of the three, will be there for the parent meeting. And that will happen while the kids are out in the workout. So all the coaches will be here, or the majority of the coaches will be here. If they have questions, if they have anything, they are welcome to come up and ask. If they need to show something, they can. But we really try to keep all of our tryout stuff really calm and low key. We don't want anybody getting stressed out over doing their tumbling pass tonight or during trials. We want everybody to feel good about what they're doing. So we try to keep it as calm as we possibly can. Tomorrow night will be the same thing. I believe it starts earlier tomorrow night for the workout, because we have the flyer tryouts that happen afterwards. The flyer tryouts are for kids that are going to be new flyers to our Worlds program. So if somebody is trying out and they were on a different Worlds team, or if they were on a Summit team somewhere here or somewhere else, then they would have to go through the flyer tryout. The way that we will do the flyer tryout, and it's really important, And to make sure that everybody understands, they'll do the flyer tryout. They will get an email on Friday morning, and it is either yes, you will be considered as a flyer, or no, you will not be considered as a flyer. Neither one of those determines whether they will make the team, though. If someone we think is a flyer, they may be a flyer, but there may not be enough flyer spots. They may not make a team. Someone that we do not think is a flyer, we just don't think they're a flyer. They may still be great, and we think they would be a better base or a better back spot or something along those lines. So neither one is indicative of if they will actually make the team or make a world's team. It just is, will they be considered as a flyer in our world's program this year? So, and that they may not be considered this year, but may be considered next year. So that just, it really is depending on the way things look each year. So that is how the flyer tryouts will go. It's super important if you are a flyer parent that you get that email. And if the answer is no, when they come into tryouts, to not try to go up and fly again. It really does bog down the system. And we really need the kids that will actually be considered flyers to be the ones that are going up in the stunts during tryouts. That is something that happens every year. The majority of the people that come to tryouts want to fly. And unfortunately, there's no way to put every single person up. So we have, my quick math is a little bit less than 40 kids were flyers last year on our world's teams. They all didn't graduate. So there are several of those flyers that will return. There's just not a lot of flyer spots that are available. And I say this quite a bit during the workouts to let all the kids know this is the opportunity for you to go ahead and take. If you're looking around and you're like, hey, there's all these flyers out here, I might need to turn into a base. Now's the time to do that. So that is, I would recommend having that conversation with your kids prior to coming into the workout tonight and tomorrow night. They may make it through in the flyer tryout, but it is a really competitive, and there are not really a whole lot of flyer spots in general. So that's how the flyer tryouts are going to work. And then when we get to actual tryouts next week, you will show up to your appointment time 15 to 30 minutes early. Make sure you have your tryout packet, that tryout form. If you have not gotten your picture taken yet, get your picture taken. If you can do that before the tryout, it helps speed up the process a little bit. But you'll come in. We will kind of do very similar to the way that we do the workouts. We'll do all of our tumbling stuff first. We will explain to them how we do our tumbling tryout. That will happen at the tryout. And then we will build groups again, and we will stunt during the tryout. They'll show us their jumps, their standing tumbling, their running tumbling, and then we will stunt and then have any questions, anything that they need to do over again. So anybody that has a mess up during their tryouts, if they say they put their hands down in their tumbling pass, they are welcome to do it again. I would make sure that they have multiple options of passes in the event that one of them isn't working great, so they can show if they're trying to do an Arabian through to full, and for whatever reason the Arabian is not working right, but they can also do a whip through to full, be able to show that as well. So we want to make sure every kid is comfortable and feels good about everything that they've done. So they will definitely have the opportunity to do something a second or a third time if needed. So then after they're done with their tryout, they'll leave, and then we'll go through the next group. And then immediately after the last group is done on Tuesday evening, we will start picking our teams. We will build the teams, and then we will start sending emails on Friday. The first email that will be sent out is you did not make a world's team. And then the emails after that will come in random order of whatever team happens to be on top of the pack when it gets handed to the office. So there is no set rhyme or reason for the way that the teams get sent out. It's just they get sent in whatever order they get put into the computer. So no need to look at last year's Instagram to see what team got announced first, because it may or may not be the same thing, and there's no meaning behind that. A couple of things about the emails. please make sure that the email that you have on file is subscribed to Stingray emails. If you are not, then you will not receive your tryout email. Every year we have people call and say they never got an email. Come here. And then so make sure that you have that email accepting Stingray emails. And then if your child is also on the email list, you probably want to take them off, unless they will find out while they're at school before you can go and make a reveal of the stuff to let them know what team they're on. So make sure that the person is receiving the email is the person that you want receiving the email, and that it is not, or that it is subscribed to the Stingray emails. Also about our teams, we this past year we had 7 full year world teams. We do not know how many full year world teams we will have until probably sometime late Thursday night, when we maybe early Friday morning, depending on how long it takes us to pick these teams. We are not married to specific divisions. We are not married to anything. So what we had this year may change. There may be new team names. There may be additional teams. There may be whatever. So I highly recommend keeping an open mind if you were to see a new team name and a new division. I think that we're not going to try to do a new team or new division, unless we think that we can do it well. This past year, we had 6 of our 8 world teams finish with in the top 3. So we really try to push these teams to be the best that we can, and try to make all of our teams great. And I think that's evidenced by our results from this past year. So just keep in mind, if you see a team that you have not seen before, a division that you haven't seen before, a change of something somewhere, that happens pretty regularly. So a team last year, purple was small. No, they were small co-ed. And then this year they went to extra small. So that is one example of things that have happened in the past. So that is the kind of how the email is going to go. And then if you have questions about team placement, please wait 24 hours. If you every year we say this, and every year people bounce back their email. They get it and they immediately fire an email back to the office. They can't help you. They don't really know. They're not in the tryout process. So you're just kind of wasting bandwidth to email the office if you have an issue. So you can email me, and you can email Allie, and we will get with you as quick as we can about your placements. There really shouldn't be a whole lot of questions if you fill out the packet correctly. So if you make sure on your tryout form that if you only want to be a base, or you only want to be a back spot, you only want this team, that you have that information listed. Otherwise, that's when things kind of you had your hopes set on this team over here. You didn't write that, but then you make this team over here, and then you're upset. We're going off of what is listed in the tryout packet. You can get the tryout packet at stingrayallstars.com. And then and then it has all of the information about tryouts, and then it has the tryout form on the back, and that's where you fill it out. So please take your time. Make sure that you are discussing with your child what team possibilities and everything that y'all are in agreement with. It really is heartbreaking when the parent and the kid disagree, and the kid wants to cheer and the parent doesn't want them to cheer on that team. And then the kid has to quit because the parent doesn't want them to be on this team. And unfortunately, we see that more times than we don't see it. So really make sure that there is a family discussion of, hey, that we're going to do this. This is a big commitment. But do we all agree on whatever we're going to do? So that is my request of everyone. Please make sure that you have that, and the more information, the better. Please do not say that you're willing to accept any spot on any team, but you don't really mean that. You're just trying to show that you're a team player so that you can make the team that you want to make. But then if you don't make the team you want to make, you quit. That's really frustrating for us. And there will be somebody that will be missing out on a spot when people do that. So please make sure that you have that stuff clearly filled out on the tryout form. We are starting fresh. Just because you were on a team or on a specific team last year does not mean that they are guaranteed a spot on that team going forward. Or if somebody was on a World's team last year, does not guarantee that they will be on a World's team again this year. With that being said, a lot of these kids have spent a year or multiple years with particular coaches, and they have experience on that team. So the coaches will probably, there are a lot of people that the coaches will put back on the team just because they know how things are done, and they're very experienced and they do what they need to do. However, there are people that have lost skills that are no longer can do the position that they were, and there are people that move from various teams to they move from this team to that team, from all girl to co-ed to all girl, small to large, large to small, whatever. All those different combinations of things that move, they may be in a different position, and then it fits better on this team. So please be aware of that. It is not a guaranteed. It's actually never been guaranteed on any team. It's just we've just never specifically addressed it like we are right now. So please be aware of that. If you can't make it to the workouts, will you post the video of the motions and jump sequence? To be 100% honest, if they can't make it to the workouts, we literally taught it in 5 minutes last night. We'll review it as a group during tryouts, and they will be able to pick it up then. I promise it is not for this level of kid and this age of kid. It's super, super simple for them. So it's not anything to be, that is the thing I would be the least concerned with is at the trials is the motions. I think it's a grand total of 4 motions and 3 jumps. So it might be 5 motions. It's not many. So and that happens every year, people learn it at the actual tryout day. So was that all on the tryout thing that we need to be covered?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got the questions that are in the chat. Does anybody else have any questions of that they would like specifically answered about the World's tryouts? If you are on here and you are Summit tryouts, a lot of these points are the exact same, but want to make it specific for the World's folks today in case there was World's questions, since that is happening today, tomorrow, and next Monday and Tuesday. That's the most immediate tryout that we have going on. Summit tryouts will start next week. Like I said, a lot of the stuff, if you're hearing this, kind of go over it again next week. It'll be very similar. So do you have any questions, Allie?
I think just reiterating, if they have questions they want to ask in parent meetings, that'll happen through the
Yep.
workouts.
There will be parent meetings, like I said, at the beginning of the workouts tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's workout starts at 6, right?
Yes.
Tonight's workout starts at 7. There will be a parent meeting at 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow night's workout starts at 6. There will be a parent meeting tomorrow night at 6.
Mm-hmm.
If you attended last night's parent meeting or you attend tonight, you don't have to go to both. It's going to go over the same information. A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about right now will be reiterated. We really want to over communicate and make sure that you're fully aware of everything that you're getting yourself into. So, but I highly recommend being at one of the parent meetings, in addition to listening to this morning. One of the parent meetings tonight or tomorrow night, you'll be able to answer questions. And then a lot of times a question sparks another question. So then, there'll be some discussion going on, I think. So it's really good to be there, and you can meet some of the coaches or as well. So if they do not make a World's team, just call the office and ask for a time slot for Summit. Yes. And when in the did not make a World's team email, it will give you the directions on if you want to try out for a Summit team on how to go about that. But yes, you'll either, I think, call or email. I can't remember what they prefer, but that will be ultimately yes. And we do ask that you come back in for the summit tryouts because there is some crossover with coaches, but not all of them are the exact same. And so you're going to want to see, or those coaches are going to want to see what you can do in the context of everybody else that's there doing the tryouts. If your child is trying out for junior six, do they come to the World's tryout or the Summit tryout? They will come to the Summit tryout. If we are new to the organization, how do we know what team to ask to be part of? You do not have to ask to be a part of a team. You just you can go through the way the process is. We are super experienced. We do this all day, every day. We've done this for this is my 30-somethingth year coaching cheerleading and going through tryouts, and we have a lot of coaches that have been here 20 plus years. So this is not our first rodeo, so we pretty much know how to place the kids, and we're really efficient at trying to do it and do it correctly. So, however, now this is for the Worlds. If you just want to be on a Worlds team, sometimes people want to be on a specific Worlds team. But for Summit, some people may want a specific level. And so I only want to be on level 2, not level 1. So then you would denote that on the tryout packet. All right. I'll give another minute or so to see if anybody else has any other questions.
I would just maybe say, make sure that they've read through the tryout packet. They understand the pricing and the deadlines and all that stuff.
Yeah, and Allie just said, please make sure that you read that tryout packet thoroughly. There's a lot of very important information in there that goes over everything about the season, important dates, the calendar, the pricing, all of that kind of stuff. So there is, we've said many times, this is a big commitment for the whole family, not just one person. So make sure everybody's on board with what's going on. And these Worlds teams, it's just another step up with what the involvement and the commitment level. So make sure everybody's on board with that. So, all right, it looks like we are done with questions. As always, as soon as we hang up, if you have another question, feel free to email me. My email is Roger, ROGER, at stingrayallstars.com. And Allie is ALI at stingrayallstars.com. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email one or both of us, and we will get back to you as quick as we can. You can also call the office, and they can give you all the information that you need as well. So with that, good luck to everyone tonight, tomorrow night, and next week. And can't believe it, but we're ready to get rolling on this next season. So thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Bye.